Alright, welcome to Plasticity, to the absolute amazing new program. And yeah, so in this introduction I will just show you like some basic functions that we will use and what you can do in Plasticity. And yeah, just go a little bit over the interface. So if you have already experience with Plasticity, you can just jump straight to the next part where we will check out like all the references that we will need and start with the modeling. And for all beginners, just check out this module and yeah, follow along so you have a good understanding of plasticity. So first of all, like when you will start, this grid here will be in centimeters. So we definitely will need millimeters. So you can just go here to top left to the preferences and here, first of all, navigation. So it's like how you can navigate through the program. So if you're using Blender, just just use Blender, because then like right click and middle mouse and all that stuff will be the same. And yeah, if you're coming from other programs, just use what you are using, because yeah, that will be easier. But what we want to do is go to grids and units. And normally you will have like centimeters, but again, we need millimeters. And here is like the grid size. So if you do it like 10, okay, you don't see it right here, but the grid size will be very small. If you go 100, it will grow a little bit. And now like with 1000, you see like it's going till here, but you can make it even bigger. So 10,000, then it's like really huge, but 1000 is fine. And then accented lines every how many millimeters. So here you see like little lines and thick lines. And if we check just with a line tool, like here the distance between them, it's like here you see it on the bottom left, 10 millimeters. So that we also have here in the preferences, accent lines every 10 and every thick line is then every 100. But yeah, so as we have this, you will start, yeah, just like with the cube, and you can just click on it, and then you will here find like a lot of different commands that you can use. But let's just delete it with, just press X or delete. Oh, and I forgot to activate my overlay. So here on the right, you will see what buttons I am pressing. And if you see a small D, it will be just D. If I press Shift D, it will show you like a big D. But yeah, I will talk over the shortcuts, but if I miss something, you mostly will see it here. So what you can do here is, for example, here you have like your circle commands, and you can just here, it's always like snapping to the grid. You can just snap it here to the origin and just drag like a circle. And you always have to confirm with right click. So you have to press right click, and here you see you have an edge and an area. And what we can do now is, if I do like also, for example, just draw a rectangle just here on the ground, and again right click, you see here on the top left like a few selection modes. So if we press 1, we will go to the point mode, and then you see we have here like on this rectangle 4 points, so we can select them and press G and move them, yeah, along this axis here or along this axis here, and again right click, and you see like this area will be adjusted. Then you also have like the edge mode. So if you press 2, you can select this whole edge here. If you just want to select one edge, then you have to break like this whole selection. And for that you have like here unjoin curves or sheets. So this is a curve. So if you select it and press Alt J or this button here, you will see now you have like those edges separately. So this is very handy. With this face mode here, or press 3, you can select those faces here of those areas. And then you will get like this little thing here, control, and you can just drag it out and create then a body. And again, right click to confirm. And when we have like bodies, so like solids, it's called here in Plasticity, you can press 4 and you can select this whole body, and again press G or go here to the move, but yeah, G is of course better. And then you can move it around And if you want it here, then you just press right click and it will be there. So I will just go back. And if you want to select all of them, just press tab, because then, yeah, you can just select like the body and just select this edge here, and, or yeah, you see, you can look through. So this is also very handy and we will use that a lot. And if you don't want to see through, you have to activate here, toggle X-ray mode with Alt Z. So press Z, Alt Z, and you see now you always see it just like from the front face. So we will use that a lot. And then you have here like toggle overlays. If like the grid is distracting for you, you can untoggle it here. And also what you have here is like the perspective and orthographic mode. So right now we are in the orthographic mode. And if we select this area here and drag it out, for example, you see like all of those edges are, yeah, like straight completely, like doesn't matter how we rotate this body. So you see it's always straight vertically. But if we go to perspective mode, yeah, you see it's like kind of you see like they are going like to the middle. So it's like kind of a very wide angle camera, but I don't like it. So we will stick here to the orthographic view, and yeah, we can work that way the best. Here you have like the render mode. So if you press render, yeah, you will get like some basic renders here. But yeah, I don't like and don't use that mode so much. But what we will use is if you click on the right, with the right click, you will have like here the different shading modes. And yeah, maybe you know this from Blender here. And yeah, also we have like this mode. So for example, this is the color mode, this one here. And now if we select just this target body here and we press M, we have here like the material node or mode, and we can assign different colors. So for example, I want to give it a red. Again, right click, and now you see it's red, and this one again, M. And yeah, we have like a lot of different things here, but it's like more for rendering. But yeah, the render is in Plasticity, of course, extremely basic, so I don't use it. But sometimes you want to differentiate different parts with different colors, so this is really handy. And if you want to go back to the normal Plasticity view, we have that, and yeah, we will mostly work with this. So when you have some bodies, we can give fillets extremely fast and easy. So if we just select this edge here, you see we get like this little control, and we can drag it in the positive, then we get the fillet, or negative and the chamfer, or we just drag it in anyway and then press, or what we also can do is just we select this edge and go outwards and press D for fillet or C for chamfer. And here on the right, you always see everything or not everything, but most of the commands that you can use. So for example, you select the edge and you will see what you can do. So for example, we give it here fillet, and now we can just select one more edge, and we don't have to select all of those edges because we have already like a connection with the fillet. So we can again give one more fillet, and then you see we get it on all sides. So this is very handy. And yeah, I will just delete everything and with X. And also what you can do, it's like, for example, you create a circle again. So something like that, right click. And now what we want to do, like we also have like this cube here. So if I want to look on it from the top, I just press like this top cube side, and I will create a rectangle, and I will go here to the intersection, and I will drag a new rectangle, but I want that it goes in every direction in the same distance. So I press just tab, and you see now we have something like that. So right click to confirm, and we have something like that. And you see already that everything is like blue. So what we could do now is, but we also have like here this, like this edges here. So you see we can select only one part of this light blue part and select it with face mode or all modes selected and just drag it out. So we can just extrude it here, or we can extrude it here like a little part. So this is very cool. And if we want, to select like this whole piece, no problem. Then we can just select all of those areas and just drag it out. Perfect. So now when we have something like that, I want to go to the top view and just drag a new circle here in the middle. So yeah, something like that, and right click, and you will see it will be directly on the surface, and that's always working. So if you take one here and you just want to create one new circle here, right click to confirm, we have it then here on this side. So it's so cool. If I press Alt Z to disable the X-ray view, we want now to create a hole. So what we can do now, super easy, we will just use this curve here. So we select this edge, and now with the command C, or here, cut solids with curve, I press C, you see cut, and I have to select the target body, and our target body is like this whole main thing. So I press right click, and you see already it's going through and showing like this, yeah, red thing here. So right click to confirm, and if I click away and I don't need this curve anymore, so I select only the curve, not the face, I have to select the curve and press X, you see we have like two bodies. So if I select just that body and press G and bring it up, we have two bodies. So now what I want to do is just select this top face here and just bring it in a little bit. And now I just want to fillet everything, or maybe let's do something different with this. So I select this curve, delete it, and I want to create like a cylinder. So here just on the face, this will be like the radius, and then I can drag it out. But here you see it's getting blue. So when it's getting blue something, that means it will union, like boolean together with the main body. So if you drag it out and right click and left click and then right click, you see this is now everything one body. But we can also do it different. So if we again create a new cylinder, again here on the face, drag it out, and this time we will bring it in, then it's get red, and yeah, you guessed it right, it will make a boolean difference, so it will be like subtracted. So right click and you see we have now a hole. So this is very cool. So now let's just give some fillets to make it a little bit smoother everything. And for that I just press 2, edge mode, and I will just select like all of those edges here on the side, and I will give them like a little fillet. And also just on the top, first of all, I don't need those areas here, so I select them, press X to delete them, and then we can just give those areas, those edges also like a fillet. Perfect. And also what we can do now is I want like another circle here and then extrude it to the top. So what we could do, like 10 million different options. We could create like a cylinder here, radius, and just drag it up. So we have something like that. Or we create like a circle, and now we have the circle. Now we can create, select the face and again drag it up. Or we just select the body and select here the curve, so the edge of the body. And now we can just press O for offset and create like an offset. So something like that, and right click, and then we can just use like this face here and drag it over. But if you want to, that we will use in the iPhone example, for example, you know, like you could try here to bring it somewhere exactly to the line of this here. And yeah, in this example, like it could be possible, but if you like in some complex model, you just would like to snap to this main face here. So this is very easy. You drag it out, and if you press Control click, you can snap to different points. And now you see here, like I'm just snapping to the whole face, or I want to snap it here to this edge. So you see, like now it's snapped to the edge. Okay, it's like the same distance, but here we just can also snap it to this edge here, and you see it's exactly the same distance. So now I select this body and this main body and press Q to use the Boolean command. And now we can use like a lot of different options. So just check out here on the right. But what we need mostly is just, again, if you press Q, you see everything will get blue. So that means like everything will Boolean into one body. Or we press W, then like, let me show it to you with a sphere. So I will just create a sphere and Shift D to duplicate it, and I will just bring it here somewhere. So if I select this body and then with Shift this body and press Q, you see it's red. So this will be subtracted from the main sphere here. So right click. And yeah, the sphere is gone. And if you want to bring back like the sphere, you can just select the face, press delete, and yeah, it's kind of like a history. It's remembering that the sphere was a sphere, so it's bringing back the sphere. Or we can just use like a fillet. What we can do as well is to boolean it together. So again, select this sphere and press Q and again Q, and again it will get blue. Right click to confirm, and you have one body now. And yeah, we can use that edge, and you see like fillet it here together. And so this is fine. Oh, and also I want to show you like one more cool thing. So if we go to the top view, for example, and we create again a sphere and just randomly a rectangle. So from the middle, tap to create this shape here and right click. You see we have, for example, we want like this whole shape as one shape, and we don't want always to select like all of those points here. And in general, we just want to have more cleaner. So we don't need like this inner lines here. So for that, there is like a trim command. So press T, or here, trim with the scissors, I think it's in English. And then you can just bam, select those edges that you don't need anymore. Right click to confirm. But now you see if we go over those edges here, they are separate. So for example, if we want to select this point and press B for Boolean, we can't do it because it doesn't know that we want to Boolean like this corner here. So most of the time this is fine because you can just again extrude it. But a lot of times you want it to have like one continuous edge and area, so you can just play further around with it. So I will select this edge, shift click, and shift click, and you can here join curves or sheets with J. So press J, and now again here if you select everything, it's one edge. And now we can select this whole, and now we can also bevel that because it knows everything is connected. So press B, and you see you can bevel all of those points. Right click, and again just select it and drag it out a bit. Yeah, so these are like very basic functions that we and you will mostly need. Of course, there are like 1 trillion times more, but maybe something also cool to show you how to cut bodies. So I will just delete those here, and I will go here just to front view. And for example, you want here now a curve, right? So how would you do it? So you can, for example, select this edge, but everything goes down. So for that, you can just cut the body again with the edge, and you can create a line like in Photoshop or in Illustrator as you like it. So if we press here like this spline, you can just create like here 1 point, here 1 point, and just something like that. So we have like that beautiful rounding. And now you can again, so this edge, let me bring it out a little bit, is selected, and you press C to cut, select the main body, and you see it will cut already. So right click, then you can just select this here and press X, and you don't need this curve, so press X, and you have something like that. And again, we could just fillet those edges here, and again we could just fillet like those edges here, something like that. And that looks fine. And so this was like very basic. Of course, we could spend here like a lot of time, but I think the most of you know already like the basic commands. And so I would suggest let's just start with the iPhone, because I will explain like every point, and I think it's much better to learn while you are doing it, because yeah, I could explain to you like 10 million things here, but you would forget them because you are not using them and executing them on the project. So let's delete everything and start with our iPhone. And yeah, you will learn absolutely the best way by following that, and you will see like what functions and operations we will use. So first of all, let's start by collecting the right reference images, and I have some tips there, so let's have a look.